memorized. When I'm drunk, I do perform it on top of tables.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
Oh, well, and also City Walk boats. I will perform it on City Walk boats.
No, and what's sad is they couldn't escape. He knew he had a captive audience. There was nowhere for them to go.
Remy, what were you going to say?
So on the last day of Jaws, that was actually one of my favorite chefs because my manager at the time, he knows me very well. He's like, Remy, I want you to go ahead and be the last skipper on the boat tonight. And he goes, so can I go off script? He's like, dude, go off script. I don't want you. You're not getting in trouble or anything. Just go off script, enjoy yourself, have fun with the guests. And I'm like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Enemy's Boat Tour, the best. But we have a real grenade launcher. We're not going after that mean old shark Jaws. Oh no, we're going after that mean old dolphin flipper.
Yeah, we all had our one-liners that we would throw in there. I mean, when I got serious, I knew that script word for word, like every but, every and, everything was in the right place. And I also knew the Amity history backwards and forwards, because if the ride breaks down, you try to stay in character. So you had to learn the history of each building and the people and have all this pace and cover material. All right. So that's Rachel's top 5 list. Now we're going to move on to Mary's top 5 list. And we're going to start at number 5, which is a great attraction. I forgot about it. Alien Encounter.
Yeah.
Not Stitch's Alien Encounter, but the original Alien Encounter.
Yeah.
That thing was so freaking scary. It was amazing. That was like Halloween Horror Nights on steroids. I mean, I'm sure there's kids still paying therapy bills today from that attraction.
I'm one of them, actually. Yeah. That's why.
Number 4 on Mary's list, The Great Movie Ride again. Number 3 on Mary's list. Now, Mary, what's this ride called? What's this ride called? For those of you
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
So when Mary texted to me,
I'm afraid of water and I don't like to go too deep, so I said 10,000.
10,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta tell you, that was
fantastic,
fantastic attraction. I forgot about it. I miss it so much. It was so cool. Really, that submarine stayed at that level the entire time. You never did any submerging, but it made it feel like you were submerging. I mean, the technology of that attraction was ahead of its time.
Yeah. It was.
So that's Mary's number 3. Mary's number 2. This would have also been on my list, but I had to take it out. Twister, Ride It Out.
Yeah.
Now, what's funny about that? Bill Paxton, rest in peace, gone too soon. Is one of the worst actors to ever go silver screen, and his narration in that ride or that attraction was god awful. Oh, it was terrible. And then him and Helen Hunt hated each other, so you never see them on the screen at the same time.
Oh, fun fact.
Yep. Mary's number 1 attraction, and I gotta agree with you, but I didn't ride it a whole lot because I'm not a big motion simulator person, and I don't ride the replacement. Back to the Future, the ride, which great ride.
Guys, that was so good.
Gone too soon.
I need more of a response.
Gone too soon. I miss it. I miss it. Okay, so for my list, I went a little bit obscure. Okay, now the first attraction, it's still there, but it's in a different format, and that would be the original version of Imagination with the Dreamfinder. I miss the Dreamfinder and that carousel element in the first scene when he's creating Figment. And then if you remember, currently we're on the 3rd version of this ride, because the 2nd version of this ride, they got rid of Figment, and there was such an uproar. And why would you get rid of a marketable entity? I mean, you could sell Figment merchandise. They do sell Figment merchandise.
Yeah, they do.
Still, would they have gotten rid of Figment? Just stupid. But I miss the Dreamfinder and that original carousel scene. That's my number 5. My number 4, Beetlejuice Graveyard Review. Now, the original show, they did some updates. They did 3 or 4 updates, which, look, they were good. They were all good, but I missed that original version because they eliminated Phantom and replaced him with Hip and Hop, or Pip and Pop. Pip and Pop were the names. And I missed that original show.
I thought it was Hip and Hop.
I don't know. I either Hip and Hop or Pippin. I don't remember. I didn't love that second version of the show. That first version was amazing. I got goosebumps
Yes.
every single time. And what's funny about this show is I've never seen an attraction that has as many regulars and groupies as this attraction,
Yep.
to the point
That's
where they
true.
knew all the actors and actresses and took pictures with them, and the entertainment knew the guest, and it was really funny. It was a
It
cult
was.
following for Beetlejuice Rock and Roll Graveyard Review. So that's my number 4. My number 3, Gone Too Soon, the original
Oh,
Confrontation.
Confrontation. I love that attraction. I love the way it made me feel with the drops.
Yeah, I miss the smell of it.
Yeah, the banana smell at the end, and then the
Yes.
mildew. They did a really cool. And I got to be the supervisor of this attraction for Halloween Horror Nights one year. They, in the first scene, you actually walk through the show scenes, not on the ride. The ride was closed. You walk through the show scenes, and the first one was just kind of the streets of New York and all that. The second room, they had the Big Dead Boat, and it was a gigantic foam party. And
that's
they had a DJ playing, and they were dropping foam. And this was Halloween Horror Nights 2001, so it was supposed to be called the Bloodbath, and they had to change, but because of September 11th, everything was more of an alien theme, so they changed it to the Ooze Zone. And then in the third show scene, it was a haunted house. So Confrontation, Gone Too Soon, but Not Forgotten. Okay, this is when I go obscure. We're going to finish off in Epcot for these last 2. My number 2, Universe of Energy. Universe of Energy. And the Ellen version was great. But what other attraction could you be inside for an hour? I mean, it was great. You're sitting in these, first of all, there's a pre-show. Then you're sitting in these seats, and there's a whole movie that goes on. Then the screen comes up, and the whole theater moves through the dinosaurs and all that. And then in the last scene, there's this whole thing going on, and you're back in the original room, and it's just a really cool effect. And Universe of Energy, Gone Too Soon, but Not Forgotten. My number 1, and this is super obscure, going way back into Epcot's history, Horizons. Horizons replaced by Mission Space. I loved the orange smell. As soon as you walked in that building, you had that orange smell, and it was fan-freaking-tastic. So those are my top 5. Remy, your number 5.
My number 5 will be, I'm starting at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
This attraction was actually a 360 theater room, and it was actually one of the first Robin Williams attraction, the Timekeeper.
Oh, I never did Timekeeper.
I don't think I even.
Isn't that what turned into Alien Encounter?
That's what turned into Alien Encounter. No, I'm sorry. No, it did not. Timekeeper turned into Monsters Laugh.
Yes. That's right.
I don't remember that.
The original attraction where Alien Encounter went to was called Mission to Mars, and it was this big round theater, and it just shook and all that, and you had a screen above you and a screen below you. It was a dumb attraction, but it was inside. Good. All right, so Timekeeper. Number 4, Remy.
Number 4 will be the original Fantasyland Skyliner.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Great pick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I like the upgrade, the gondolas from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, and then the different hotels. I love that mode of transportation. But it takes a lot longer than walking from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, but it's great.
What was cool about the Fantasyland gondolas was you can actually see, pretty much a little bit of Tomorrowland, but most importantly, you had a great 360 view of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea attraction.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, you're number 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna go back to Universal, and that will be Back to the Future.
All right. Yep. Ooh. Great attraction. Number 2.
Number 2 will be. What was my number 2? You know what? Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
All right, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Good. Yep.
Oh, I missed that one.
Okay.
It got replaced
number 1.
With what? The Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Yep.
Yes. And finally, for my number 1, the original Star Tours attraction.
Oh yes.
You can hear Paul Rubin doing
Yes, he did the voice of the pilot. Yes, that's right. Pee Wee Herman did the voice of the pilot. I forgot about that.
You can hear his. I'm like,
Yep, yep. He also did the voice of oh God, what was it? Flight of the Navigator, Max.
Yep.
He did the voice of Max in Flight of the Navigator. That is funny. I have some honorable mentions for you also. So the oh God. Honorable mentions: the Wild West stunt show at Universal Studios, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was on my honorable mention. Yep. Terminator 2 3D Battlecross Time, but I got to tell you, I love the Bourne show. The Bourne Stuntacular is unbelievable. Great show.
Universal made a great call on that.
Yep.
And I'm actually happy that they made the right decision, because most of our audience, they don't know who Bourne is, but we need to tell them, oh, it's Matt Damon in a CIA, testing facility. They go, oh, that's Bourne. I'm like, yeah, that Bourne. Yep.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Other honorable mention: Body Wars at Epcot.
Body Wars.
Yeah.
Yep. Catastrophe Canyon at Disney's Hollywood Studios in the backlot. Well, really the whole backlot tram tour. Gone too soon, but not forgotten. And then finally, and I don't know how this attraction did not make anybody's list.
I know, it's because I forgot it existed.
Dueling Dragons. Dueling Dragons. But I think why it didn't is because it was replaced with such a superior attraction, a great attraction, maybe one of the best theme park attractions, and that's Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure.
Yeah.
But we went a little long, no big deal. When we come back, we're going to talk about overrated and underrated attractions, and then also our favorite food and drinking spots at the theme parks. You are listening to the No New Friends podcast. Don't go away. We'll be right back.